what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Roblox Forsaken reaction. I'm going to be listening to Milestone for Jason theme, which a lot of people have been asking for recently for some reason. I assume it's just because it's popular because this was uploaded like a year ago. Usually when I see an influx, it's because it's new, but in this case, I think it's just because it's popular. So it's been a while since I've done a Forsaken song. I figured, why not? So here, without further ado, let's go! Far away. Far away. The greater good. Oh no! It's rapidly approaching. Except not if it's actually Jason. He's just kind of walking menacingly. I wonder if they're gonna try to get away with like putting the actual Jason theme in here. They might not be able to get away with that legally. Oh, maybe. Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Have I forgotten? Has Forsaken really been all bangers? I don't remember not liking other songs I've heard, but not too shabby, not at all. Surprisingly good like inclusion with the guitar too. I tend to be kind of picky on that, like if it doesn't sound all that great, but not too bad. Oh, is it fading out already? Damn. I could have gone for more of that, I'll be real. Far too short of an upload. I'm sure that's on purpose. It's just like, man, it's a good sign when I want to hear more of something or like another part of it, but I assume it just probably loops back around to different parts of that song. Either way, that was really solid. Okay, so like I was mentioning, this one was kind of a shocker to me, even though I did go and look at my own uploads, and yeah, I enjoyed every other Forsaken theme that I'd heard. This one just kind of hits different, I suppose, is the easiest way to say it, but it didn't really have the Jason theme I was expecting there, but again, I also wasn't expecting it given copyright issues with that. They might have been able to do something with like kind of piecemealing it and making a different theme out of those notes, but they didn't really do that either, and that's totally fine. Even doing it reversed might come into some legal problems, so I'm not blaming them for that, but I like that they gave it its own theme, you know? They didn't just sit down and borrow something else and just utilize that, which I've heard in quite a few Roblox games at this point, and while I'm totally fine with remixing and borrowing motifs and like doing referential stuff, it does get a little bit tiring. So it's kind of nice to hear a theme for a character that does exist and isn't entirely locked to that theme exclusively. So they did a really nice job on that. This theme is also super simple to play. I'll just do like the basic piano bit so you guys can see what's going on there, but it's basically, and that's pretty much it, albeit you could do that on the lower octave too. Either way though, that's basically what's going on there for like the chunk that actually has a melody in this. The rest of it's just electronic stuff, and the beginning, which is more just setting the atmosphere tone of it. And I do kind of like that they have the because that is kind of like just that double hit there is probably the closest thing to the JSON theme that exists. So in some ways, if that was a thought during the compositional process, they probably did want to reference it in some way. And that was a very subtle way to do it, but completely safe way to do it if that is the case. Otherwise, it's just a coincidence, but a happy one nonetheless. But kind of what I was saying on the guitar thing when I was hearing this, I am always a little bit off put by the electronic guitar that basically every single Roblox producer utilizes. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I've even heard some people emulate that even though they have an actual guitar and they're putting their own guitar playing into it. They like tune it to sound like the synth that everyone else knows. And that is kind of this homogenizing thing that happens when so many people are used to hearing a sound. Luckily, not everybody does that, but for this one, I think it just blends really well. It almost takes the place of a synth instead, so it kind of feels better, where like a lot of other ones, because they try to do like guitar solo stuff, the individual note plucks do not sound good. It sounds like a shitty version of a synth trying to sound like a guitar. It doesn't really sound actually like an electric guitar. But for this, because they kept it to like full chords and like muted chords, that's all it needs to be, and that's all it had to be, so it ends up working out a little bit better. The rhythm sections tend to sound better for these synths than the individual notes. For those, you probably want to get a better VST if you're going to be doing more guitar work in order to make it sound better, frankly. I know that that's not on the table for a lot of Roblox producers. A lot of these people are just doing it on their iPads, for God's sake, and while that's totally fine, and there are limits to like what you can get for certain apps and like what's supported and all that, there's still a part of me that sees the potential in these people's workloads. And I'm like, I know that they could be doing some insane shit if they had both the money and the time to put into doing more of that and having more of these layers, or even just the processing power. Because again, sometimes just an iPad is not enough to be able to handle all the layers and all the VST load. It's a lot of memory on your computer. And we all know what the Rampocalypse is doing right now, so maybe don't worry about it, but there is definitely a quality to it that I always just hear, and I can't help but hear it every single time, and I hope someday that'll back off as these producers do improve and maybe do have the ability to expand into larger scale projects and have more hardware to work with, but I suppose we won't really know until that happens, so it's not really worth harping on. It's just something that I think is worth mentioning, that I hope eventually these producers can step away from, because it's a sound that's going to be stuck with the Roblox pocket of music forever. It happens with every single fan base. There's like a sound that everyone tries to emulate. For like the FNAF fandom, for example, everyone for a while tried sounding like Living Tombstone. It's just always a thing, you know? So in some ways I get it, but other ways I'm like, find your own sound, expand beyond what those limitations are, but that usually just comes in time. Either way, this was a really good theme. I see why so many people wanted me to get to it. I'm still surprised so many people kind of showed up out of nowhere with it, but I'm happy I got to listen to it. It was nice to revisit a soundtrack that I haven't heard from in a while. So if you have anything else from Forsaken you want me to get to, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!